Our mission here at Vancouver Native Health is to improve the health and living conditions of our people in terms of their physical, emotional, mental, and psychological well-being. What we primarily do is just coordinate the activities surrounding the garden so that people of all ages from throughout East Vancouver can have an opportunity to participate in learning how to garden and learning what gardening is really all about.
I came out here a year and a half ago to start working in the Institute for Aboriginal Health Garden here at the UBC farm, and was immediately welcomed into what I learned pretty quickly was a fantastic family of folks here with the Aboriginal gardens. So I've been really lucky to work with the folks here to learn more about the traditional foodways and the traditional social structures and culture and ceremony and spirituality around that food. As we look to the future in terms of, you know, where are we all going to be in 50, 100, 200 years, who knows better how to live in this land than people who have been here for the past 8,000 or 9,000.
We learn from each other. There has been a lot of teaching, there has been a lot of learning. I find it really exciting when they're really excited about what they do down there. Even if it's just watering the garden or just like, hey, look at this sort of thing, you know. But I find, because I've never really taken notice of nature before now, I've always more or less isolated myself. I mean, I did grow up by the sea, so that was my, well, that was my pantry, that was my that was my food shelf. And it's been fun because the people that come here they teach us life skills and how to work with my emotions, where I don't like people telling me, well, you're living in the past, get on with that. I can't do that. If I come here depressed, I can leave feeling pretty good because of my interaction with the people.
A lot of our people are diabetic and just unhealthy, so this project has been in kind of informing them about the proper nutritional values and just getting back to our old way and decolonizing our diets. I think this program is beautiful because it's getting the youth and the elders together and bringing back that knowledge and those teachings about our traditional way, and just allowing our people to become comfortable with our culture again. I'm just really looking forward to this time because our people are really gaining their roots again, and we're able to shine and glow like we did before, so it makes me very proud to be Aboriginal.
My name is Jody Blanchette. I'm a UBC student. I'm in my 4th year of the First Nation Studies program. My intuition, I suppose, gave me a sense that I should just go beyond what I normally would pursue in terms of my research interests. So I thought I have to look at health. I have to look at it broadly. First off, it was I wanted to explore diabetes because that's such an epidemic, you know, among First Nations in Canada and the US and in other parts of the world. The benefits are like an increased social support. I guess finding a group of activists that are looking at food security and health, and about empowering ourselves to be responsible for our health and well-being. But what I'm discovering is that health is connected to land, it's connected to like dispossession and colonialism and migration to the cities, and a disconnection from your traditional foods, and I'm just really excited about this project.
Or it provides a sense of place for many of the Aboriginal Indigenous people who have been displaced from our home communities and have ended up in the cities. So this garden gives us a sense of place. It grounds us, and it grounds us in a way that we respect the law of the locales, honoring that territory and putting us back out on the land and taking us out of that urban jungle and giving us the space here to come together and build relationships and to be spiritually connecting to the plant, animals, all the elements in nature that provide us with our food, and it gives us that space to be able to come together and figure out for ourselves as urban Indigenous peoples what food sovereignty means to us.
When they start to dig up the earth, they discover a relationship with themselves and the earth. It just kind of happens. I think that's kind of a universal concept that all mankind, once you start working with the earth, you can see a connection immediately. I notice that just myself, but for a youth, from a cultural component, you know, all First Nations people know that we have a connection to the land. So I think that was the intention of the Vancouver Native Health, was to bring youth and elders and young adults out here to reconnect with nature.
Turn and soil thing I enjoyed, but the cutting the fish and stuff, I mean, I have friends and stuff that get fish from up north and it comes down here and they don't know what to do with it, so now that I kind of know how to cut it and fillet it and smoke it and jar it and all that stuff, that'll be convenient and I can help out family and friends, and it's kind of something that I want to learn as well. I want to learn more about my culture. I want to learn more about the stories behind why we do what we do. So that's kind of one of the main things that I want to take back when I go back home.
I really like being on the farm, you know, it's a good experience. You know, they taught us how to turn the soil. Definitely I'd like to show my kids how to do stuff like this, how to garden, take them up here more often. I think we have a lot to learn from elders. I really think they should speak up and speak loud and teach us, because we're losing our culture, we're losing the knowledge, and I think we need to get back to our roots.
This project serves the community, I think, in a number of ways. First of all, I think it takes a segment of our urban people, First Nations and Métis and Inuit people. There's a much needed, I guess, gap in services for. I guess the word is food security, and what I've come across is the term food insecurity. I think because of colonialism and our migration to cities, you know, if you have a certain, like a limited income, like how do you address the gaps between you know, paying rent and buying good food? So I think a project like this will help people to learn how to garden and become more self-sufficient. I think we have to really think and take responsibility for where our food is coming from, and also the health risks. So I think we're going to go forward with this. I think it's a movement, a social movement, and it's growing.
I think sometimes when we talk about the project, we forget how holistic it is. I think it works on so many levels in our lives, and so much of it is about health, and a lot of it is healing from, you know, hundreds of years of hurt and colonialism and struggles in our lives. And I find when I try to tell people about this garden, it goes over their head a little bit. They say, gardening, you know, how are you changing the world by gardening? What, you know, what's really going to make a big difference in the future from a bunch of people gardening on a plot of land? But as soon as their feet touch that earth, as soon as their hands are in that soil, when they sit down around that table with all those smiling faces, eating the food that, you know, was caught and grown and harvested and cooked in the traditional ways right here on the land, something shifts inside them, and I think they really realize what's going on is so much bigger than them, and will be something they always carry with them.